It is the 2026-2027 season, and Connor McDavid has decided to sign in his hometown of Toronto. Today, we are going to see if Connor McDavid can help save the Maple Leafs and win a Stanley Cup. He is on a roster with Austin Matthews and company, and we are going to see how long it takes for McDavid to win a cup and finally bring it back home to Toronto. It's been a long time coming. Let's see what he can do. So this is what the team is looking like with Connor McDavid on the team. It is Knies, McDavid, Nylander, Domi, Matthews, Nick Waugh, Nick Robertson, John Tavares, and Matthias Michelli. And the fourth line being Dakota Joshua, Lawton, and McMahon. Defense, we got Riley and Tanev, McCabe and Carlo, OEL and Myers. And then in net, obviously, we have both Stolars and Joseph Woll. And our scratch players, Pizzetta, Lorentz, and Benoit. So here we are heading into the home opener. Connor McDavid's first game in blue and white, number 97, getting the opening day start alongside William Nylander and Matthew Knies. Let's see what McDavid and company can do in the first game of the season. Nylander finding McDavid on his first shift, and the shot gets deflected wide. Up comes McCabe, finding Nick Waugh, a big save from Montembeault. And then OEL with a beautiful pass to Connor McDavid at the end of his shift. McDavid coming in, can't find anything going, but what a beautiful pass. And at the end of the period, a nice little dump. In goes Matthew Knies into the corner. He's going to find Bobby McMahon in the slot, who snipes it on Sam Montembeault. What a goal with literally a second left in the period. What a feed and what a snipe from Bobby McMahon. The first of the season, he opens up the scoring for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And now we're on to the second period where McDavid's going to get a break off of a huge hit from Knies. And he skies it wide on Sam Montembeault. A great chance for Connor McDavid to try to get his first in blue and white. McDavid creating a play here, getting it to Riley, over to Nylander, and a huge save from Montembeault. But what a passing play there, and a huge save from Montembeault. As you can see, there's a 92% threat analysis. Matthews with an offensive zone face-off. He's going to win it back to McCabe. The puck gets to Matthews, and he pots in the goal post and in with his first of the season, giving the Leafs a 2-0 lead in the home opener. A great shot by Matthews, finding that post and banging it in off of it to make it 2-0. A very beautiful finish from the captain. And here, Matthews channeling his inner double Dion. Look at this hit. We had to watch it back a couple times. I'm not going to lie. Very impressed with tone. My goodness. And against the rival Canadians, you got to love to see it. The crowd's got to love it, man. And then here we are, Line with a breakaway. A big save from Anthony Stolarz, preserving his shutout halfway through the second frame. A very good in-tight chance, and he makes that glove save off of Patrick Laine. And then towards the end of the second period, Michael Matheson's going to find the back of the net, cutting the lead in half before the period ends. A very leafy end to a period, if you ask me. And then here we are with 3 to go in the third frame, and Patrick Laine bangs it home. Couldn't finish on the breakaway before. He's going to finish off of this slap shot, and it is a 2-2 hockey game with the home opener heading to overtime. What a leafy game. Connor McDavid coming in. He's going to pass it out in front. Can't get anything going there. Cole Caulfield coming down with a big slap shot and a big save from Stolars. Tavares dodging a hit. He's coming in with a breakaway of his own and a huge save from Sam Montembeault in tight. He keeps this overtime game going. What a save to stop John Tavares. In comes McDavid with a backhand shot. Montembeault there again. And now Matthew Knies finding Tanev, who's going to slap it home. And that's his first of the season. And the Leafs take the home opener in overtime 3-2 against their rivals, the Montreal Canadiens. A pretty good start to the season. Connor McDavid putting up zeros, but he did control a lot of the game. So now at the end of 1 month, the Leafs are 8-0-3. And they are sitting at the top of the Atlantic by a landslide. Not a landslide, but a very comfortable margin. And Wow, just not a regulation loss. And then looking at the entire league, they are 2 points behind the Rangers with a game in hand as well. Not too shabby for Connor McDavid in his first month as a Leaf, who has 18 points in 11 games. Matthews has 10 goals in 11 games. Nylander having himself a good start to the season. Same with Nyes. Tavares doing great on that third line. And Morgan Rielly having himself a season too. Stolarz and Woll are solid back there. Neither have a regulation loss yet. End of month 2, we are 18-4-3, still at the top of the Atlantic Division. Not as big of a lead, but we're still up there. And then looking at the entire league, we are now a point behind second place for the Capitals and 3 points behind the New York Rangers for the President's Trophy. Do the Leafs really want to get the President's Trophy with a curse? I'm not too sure. And then looking at the stats here, 34 points for McDavid, 33 for Matthews. They are looking good. End of 3 months, the Leafs are 27-8-4. They just keep it rolling and trucking. They are first in the Atlantic, up by 8 points over the Lightning. Looking at the entire league, they are now sitting first with games in hand. So first in the whole entire league, with the Rangers a point behind them. So the Rangers and Leafs really battling out for the President's Trophy. McDavid, 53 points in 39 games, 30 assists. Matthews with 29 goals in 39 games, 50-goal season, question mark. Who knows? Willie dropped off a little bit, but he's still there. McDavid now returning home for the first time, or returning to Edmonton for the first time, where he will be playing his former team for the first time and taking the face-off up against Leon Draisaitl for the first time here. Oh my goodness. So here we go into the overtime, or to the third period. It is 0-0 game. It's been a very defensive game. Bobby McMahon carrying the puck in, finding Tanev, who finds Rielly, who finds McMahon again. Tanev with a shot, which goes wide. John Tavares with the puck. He's going to come into the slot, take a shot, and absolutely snipe it. This third-line center, John Tavares, getting his 13th goal of the season after signing that team-friendly contract 2 seasons ago. That is his 13th of the season, 6 in the inner slot. He loves to shoot from there, obviously. And then that is going to be the end of it, with Stolarz holding onto the puck with a second to go. And the Leafs and McDavid take it 1-2-0 with McDavid's first game back in Edmonton. What a way to end it. And now looking at the end here of, I believe, 4 months, might be 3, I think it's 4 months. We are 35-18-7, still at the top of the Atlantic, but now the Lightning are 2 points behind us, and we have dropped off a little bit here for the President's Trophy. Not a great month there, but it is all right. McDavid has slowed down a little bit, 64 points in 60 games. Rielly having an amazing season, 61 points in 60 games is amazing. Matthews with 38 goals and 59 points. Nylander with 55 points. It's looking pretty good, and the goaltending has dropped off a little bit, but it's still looking good. And now we are at the end of the season. The Leafs finishing 50-25-7, a 50-win season in McDavid's first season as a Maple Leaf. We sit at the top at the Atlantic with 107 points, and we just lost out on that President's Trophy by 2 points to the Colorado Avalanche, which I think I'm okay with. We don't want McDavid and the Leafs to have that President's Trophy curse. 100% okay with it. McDavid finishing with 89 points in 82 games. Matthews with a 51-goal season and 88 points. Nylander with 78 points in 82 games. Morgan Rielly, 78 points in 82 games is absolutely insane. And then looking at the entire league, Barkov with 109 points, Kucherov with 101, Connor with 101, Scheifele with 101, McKinnon with 100, and that's where it stops for the 100-point players. So it looked like a pretty good season for a lot of the top dogs in the league. Now it is time to find out who the Leafs are playing in the first round, and it is the Columbus Blue Jackets. I'm having some flashbacks to the bubble, but it is okay. Game 1 heads into overtime with a 2-2 tie. Michelli gets put off the puck, and John Tavares is the OT hero in Game 1. The Leafs take a 1-0 series lead at home. John Tavares, former Captain Clutch, just clutch in general, which is great. This is Game 4. And the Leafs looking to sweep the Jackets. Nick Waugh is going to score an empty net goal to seal the deal. And the Toronto Maple Leafs sweep the Columbus Blue Jackets in round 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. A great start to the playoffs for McDavid, Matthews, and the Toronto Maple Leafs. We are off to the second round, where the Leafs are taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Leafs have had their numbers. We're looking at the league leaders here. John Tavares had himself an amazing first round in 4 games. looked absolutely amazing. McDavid is in 7th for assists, and Stolarz with 4 wins, obviously. Game 1 is going to the Leafs, a 2-0 win. Stolarz with a shutout, Nick Robertson with a goal, and now we're heading to Game 2 with the Leafs with a 4-1 lead. Now it's 4-2, having flashbacks again. Are they going to hold on to win Game 2? 4-3, Bjorkstrand scores with a minute left, and the Leafs hold on to win Game 2 as they take a 2-0 series lead. Riley having himself a playoff as well. Now the Tampa Bay Lightning have won both games on home ice, 6-3 and 6-2. This is Game 6 in Toronto. The Leafs looking to break the losing streak that they're currently in. Can they do it, or is Tampa going to win 3 straight and force the Leafs to try to force a Game 6 on the road? Only time will tell here. 3 to go in the 3rd period, and Bjorkstrand with a minute left scores to make it a 3-2 hockey game. Tampa now up 3-2 heading home, and it's looking shaky for the Leafs. They need to force a Game 7, and Coach Craig Berube is loading the top line with Matthews, McDavid, and Nylander. Domi's going to center that second line with Nyes and Wall. Will it pay off? First period, 3-1. Matthews scoring, Tanev scoring, and Nylander scoring. That top line is checked in. We are heading to the 3rd period. The Leafs are up 3-1. Kucherov scores a power play goal early into the 3rd period. Morgan Riley regains a 2-goal lead that the Leafs had, and the Leafs force a Game 7 with a 4-2 victory. Let's get into Game 7 here. It's a 2-0 first period lead, and now it is 2-2. We are headed into the 3rd, where it ends 2-2, and we are heading into overtime in Game 7. Who will be the OT hero to make one of these teams hit the Eastern Conference Finals? And it is Max Domi, the hometown kid, winning it in Game 7, and the Leafs are headed to the Eastern Conference Finals. And oh my God, McDavid, is he going to be the savior for this team? That is what everyone is wondering up until this point. And now the Eastern Conference merchants, the Carolina Hurricanes, will be taking on the Leafs. And looking at John Tavares, what a playoffs he is having. McDavid is a point per game as well. The Leafs end up taking Game 1 in the Eastern Conference Final 4-2 against the Carolina Hurricanes. A huge performance from Chris Tanev, getting 2 goals. Who would have thought? Game 2 is now 2-1. Matthews makes it 2-1 late, but the Carolina Hurricanes hold on with a 3-1 victory. It is a 1-1 series. Coach Berube is now going to even out the lines, with Matthews going back to the second line and Nyes going back up to that top line with Nylander. Game 3 here, and the Leafs are up 3-1 in the second period with Matthews and McDavid scoring there. It is 4-2 now, and the Leafs have won Game 3 4-2 and take a 2-1 series lead. We're on to Game 4, where Matthews ties it up late in the 3rd, and this game is headed to overtime. Who will be the OT hero? Can the Leafs go up 3-1, or will the Carolina Hurricanes tie it up? Nikolai Ehlers snipes it on Anthony Stolarz. It is a 2-2 series. This is a tight one. It is a battle. Game 6, the Leafs end up taking it 3-1. They are up 3-2 in the series, and they are looking and hoping to win the next game. Game 6 is heading to overtime. Who will be the hero in this one? Can the Leafs make it to the Stanley Cup Finals in McDavid's first season? Joshua throws it on net, and Scott Laughton cleans up the mess in front, and the Leafs and Connor McDavid are headed to the Stanley Cup Finals, McDavid's first season, and they are headed to the Stanley Cup Finals. Is he going to do it for the Toronto Maple Leafs? Is this signing, the biggest signing in history of the NHL, going to help the Leafs win the Stanley Cup? And the Stanley Cup Finals is up against the Calgary Flames, an all-Canadian matchup. And this is how the Flames got here: a 4-2 victory over the Oilers, a 4-1 victory over the Preds, and a 4-2 victory over the Stars. Now looking at the stats, McDavid and Matthews both leading and tied with points. Nick Waugh having an amazing playoffs, 15 points in 17 games. John Tavares having himself a playoffs as well. First game of the Stanley Cup Finals, and McDavid and Matthews scoring in the second period. It's a 2-0 lead for the Leafs. Can they close it out and win Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals? Rasmus Andersson scores a power play goal, cutting the lead in half, and the Leafs take Game 1 2-1, and McDavid and Matthews shining in that game. We're headed to Game 2. The Leafs are looking to take a commanding 2-0 series lead, heading back to Calgary. Can they do it? First period here, it is 2-1. Kadri opens up the scoring, and then Matthews and Nick Waugh, who's been amazing this playoffs, as you guys seen by his stats, scores a shorthanded goal on Dustin Wolf. 2-1 lead for the Leafs in the first period. Second period, it is 4-1 now. Morgan Riley and Nick Robertson. We're going to sim out the third period. Can the Leafs hold on to a 4-1 lead? It is 4-2. Nazem Kadri, second of the game. The former Leaf showing up when it counts. Can the Leafs hold on? We've seen a 4-1 collapse before from this team. They don't want to do it again in game 2. It is 4-3. Rasmus Anderson, who scored in game 1 as well. Oh, it's a 1-goal game with 3 to go here. Can the Leafs hold on? And 5-3 with the empty net goal from Nick Robertson. The Leafs are taking a 2-0 series lead on the road to Calgary. Nick Robertson with 2 goals. John Tavares with 3 assists. And Nazem Kadri had 2 goals himself. What did Connor McDavid do this game? Doesn't look like anything, actually. 4 shots on goal, no points, but that is okay. We did not need him tonight. We were headed to game 3. Game 3 in the Scotiabank Saddledome. The Leafs looking to take a 3-0 lead and take a chokehold on the series. First period, it is 2-0. Bobby McMann and Matthew Knies 2 minutes apart. Second period, it is now 3-0. Bobby McMann with his second of the game, and the Leafs are going to look to hold on. Power play for Calgary. The Leafs kill it off, and Joel Farabee scores, makes it 3-1. Cuts the Leafs lead. Oh, Jake Bean. It is a 1-goal game now in game 3. Oh my goodness. The Leafs are getting nervous here. Can they hold on to take a 3-0 series lead here at the Scotiabank Saddledome? A minute to go, and the Leafs hold on to take it 3-2. They have a 3-0 stranglehold on this series. Bobby McMann with 2 goals, Matthew Knies with a goal, and Dakota Joshua with 2 assists. Did Connor McDavid? Yeah, he did. 7 shots on goal with an assist as well. Oh my goodness, who would have thought? The Leafs are 1 win away from winning the Stanley Cup. Is Connor McDavid going to save the Toronto Maple Leafs? Only time will tell here. Game 4 at Scotiabank Saddledome. First period, it is 2-0 Calgary. Joel Farabee and Coronado. Second period, it is 2-2. John Tavares and Austin Matthews. And we are in for a third period, folks. Power play for Calgary to set the period. Huge kill. Power play for the Leafs. Killed off. Power play for Calgary. Oh my god, power plays back and forth. Power plays back and forth here. What is happening? No one able to score except for Connor Zary scoring a power play goal. It is 3-2 for the Calgary Flames. Connor McDavid ties it up. Oh my goodness, folks. We are heading into the simulation. The Leafs are a win away, a shot away, a goal away from winning the Stanley Cup in McDavid's first season in blue and white. Who is going to be the hero? Can the Flames extend the series, or can the Leafs close it out and lift Lord Stanley for the first time since McDavid has signed that contract? Tanev with the puck, finding Matthew Knies, who's going to find Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid coming in, taking a shot, getting his own rebound, and Connor McDavid with the goal that solidifies the Leafs winning the Stanley Cup. I couldn't write this any better. He did it. He did it. He has saved the Toronto Maple Leafs in his first season, leading this team to a Stanley Cup victory. Not only leading the team to the Stanley Cup victory, but scoring the game-winning goal to solidify that Stanley Cup win. Nicholas Raw, Conn Smythe winner, 18 points in this playoffs. Mitch Marner, who? Oh my god, Brad Treliving, masterclass if you ask me. The Conn Smythe winner going to Nicholas Raw, whatever you want to say. And out comes the Stanley Cup. Austin Matthews, William Nylander, enduring all this pain and suffering and criticism, and they finally get it done. All they needed was number 97, apparently. And here it is, the captain, Austin Matthews, lifting that cup. Connor McDavid saved the Leafs. Like, first year in this video, and he did it. He did it. He helped this team. Matthews finally lifting the cup over his head. He's going to pass that over to none other, the hometown king, John Tavares. Get this guy a statue ASAP on Legends Row. He's lifting the cup over his head. He had an amazing playoffs too in the simulation, and he's going to pass it over to none other, the Lord and Savior, the guy who saved the Leafs, Number 97, the hometown kid, also gets to lift the cup over his head for the first time in his career. My goodness, he did it. He came here, he did it. It's done and over with. Connor McDavid saved the Leafs in year 1. I think we gotta send an email out to Brad Treliving, send an email out to McDavid, and just say, listen, hear me out. EA NHL thinks it's going to happen. And here is a new cup celebration. Matthews, McDavid, Nylander, Riley, all having a good time lifting the cup. Champagne showers. And the Leafs have done it. And looking at the player stats, I mean, Connor McDavid, 20 points in 21 games. Matthews with 13 goals in the playoffs. John Tavares with 18 points in 21 games. They did really carry. And then McDavid, third in points. First in goals was Austin Matthews in those Stanley Cup playoffs. The Leafs have done it. Connor McDavid has indeed saved the Toronto Maple Leafs.